The Nigeria Governors Forum was established in 1999 as an assemblage of governors in the country with the aims of synergizing and reaching consensus on socio-political and economic issues affecting the country. The forum has as its head a serving governor as chairman and an administrative head as the Director General. Having noticed the importance of the governors as key players, especially in shaping governance in the country, it has become a culture to hold a retreat every 4 years for new and returning governors, mainly after every general election. Consequently, the induction program for the year 2019 was a 4-day event from 28 April to 1st May 2019. The event began with a dinner night at the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, to usher in participants and bid a farewell to past governors. The Director General of the Nigerian Governors Forum welcomed the new and returning governors to the occasion as well as disclosing the vision of the Nigerian Governors Forum.
This event also marks the beginning of the forum's induction program for new and returning governors, holding over a 4-day period from today to the 1st of May. We've actually created a special event on the 1st for the wives to our governors. We welcome our new governors and members of the forum and look forward to their unwavering support and participation in the activities of the NGF. The vision of the Nigerian Governors Forum has evolved over time from an effective and inclusive non-partisan body to a strong and credible organization that actively promises inclusive, democratic values, good governance, and sustainable development in the country. It is important we put on record that the NGF is modeled after the U.S. National Governors Association, the NGA.
Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and Governor of Zamfara State, His Excellency Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar welcomed participants and asked them to enjoy the evening.
I've been together for the next 3 days is for us to set a new beginning for the new members and also a new beginning for continuing members.
Former governors who were chairmen of the Nigerian Governors Forum in the past also took turn to show our goodwill messages at the event.
3 points I'd like to quickly make for the incoming governors. The first one is to pick a good team. Once you have a good team, you will do very well. The second point I'd like to make is project implementation. If you go across our nation, you find a lot of abandoned projects. This causes pain to the people that elected us. So I'd like to appeal to our incoming and present governors that no matter which administration or which party started a project that is going to be of benefit to the people of your state, please ensure you complete those projects.
Life after office is not stereotyped, but rather is conditioned by a lot of factors, such as the age of the person, the background of the person before coming into office, and, believe it or not, how well the person performed and how fulfilled the person was while in office is also a very major factor.
Other special guests at the dinner night were the Senate President, His Excellency Senator Bukola Saraki, who also congratulated the governors and the Director General of the Nigerian Governors Forum.
We're here as part of the induction week, few days, an opportunity for incoming governors to have the opportunity to network, to listen to people who have been there before, and also for governors who are exiting to begin to understand there is life after being a governor. As former governors are here, they are contributing to the country, they are contributing to the development of our great country. Former governors from the United States are here. Bill Richardson has been here, he's back here, he must be enjoying it. and is around the whole world giving talks. So there's life after that. And former Governor of Maryland, I'm also told that he's in a rock band, so he's playing a lot of music and talk. So those of you, and Donald Duke has shown that there's life and talent after. So there are many things we can all do.
The day tour of the event was hosted at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Abuja, and it began with the arrival of the participants and dignitaries. The special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, was represented by the Vice President, His Excellency Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The program also had in attendance the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, and other well-meaning dignitaries, and all the new and returning governors. The chairman of the forum and governor of Zamfara State, His Excellency Abdulaziz Yari, welcomed participants to the induction ceremony. He again reiterated the purpose of the program and informed the participants and guessed the synergy that has existed between the forum and the presidency.
The Governors Forum has organized the event to support the new governors in developing the essential skill for modern-day governance that will reposition them for their first campaign responsibilities. On this, we find paramount to also invite leaders with experience on democratic governance from both within and outside the country to share with us the knowledge on the working of governance in the 21st century. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. Ours has been a challenging experience of managing state economies that are totally dependent on accrual from the federation account, rather than exploring the viable alternative to run the economy. For most of the states, internally generated revenue are nothing or project that will touch the life of our people. You must not forget the high expectation of our people on us now that the democracy is maturing day in, day out. The challenges of governance and service delivery are more demanding.
Goodwill messages were also delivered by development partners such as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Department for International Development (DFID), and United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Stout Cementing. Each one took time to advise the participants on how to prioritize governance for better results.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is a very clear partner to Nigeria. Mr. Bill Gates himself follows Nigeria, progress very, very closely. The work that the Nigeria Governance Forum does, we all interact a lot with the federal government, starting with the Vice President office, the President office, and several MDAs at the federal level. And every time we hear loud and clear that nothing can happen if the governors don't take those programs and actually implement them. You are already doing a lot in your respective states across the bulk of work that we support. We are only here to support, and we've been really very privileged to work with you all in your respective states.
CIF supports work in health and development of children, and in particular also global climate protection. In both these areas, CIF is the largest donor in the globe. For over 5 years, it has been supporting the government of Nigeria in ensuring vulnerable children with severe acute malnutrition, the kinds of pictures you see from war-ravaged countries, are treated and have opportunity.
You've taken on the challenging role of championing development in your states, and you're in a truly privileged position, because possibly more than anyone else, you will play an overriding role in determining the fortunes of millions of people who live in your states over the next 4 years. By 2050, the children born yesterday, today, tomorrow, this week, and next week will be the economic workforce on whom this country depends. They will be in the prime of their lives. They will be in their mid-30s. So nourishing them, educating them, skilling them, and giving them jobs is what will determine the future of this country and its wealth.
I think as you look at the words behind us on this stage, leading from the far right, security, to the far left, information management, and in the course of those colors and those ideas, passing over governance and health and agriculture, you see your ample work plan for the days ahead.
Mrs. Ibukun Awoshike of First Bank PLC and Bishop Matthew Hessen Kuka from the Sokoto Diocese gave speeches on the task of nation building.
I think it is important for us to begin to find ways and methods of talking to the hearts and minds of our people. A lot of the benefits of democracy are largely intangible. They are not things you can see, feel, and touch. And this is why when we talk about the notion of governance, the task of governance, what really does it mean?
The morning session was climaxed with the speech of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, which was delivered by Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The Vice President congratulated both the new and returning governors for emerging winners in their respective states during the governorship election. He further reminded them of the task ahead as elected officials and the need to improve the living standard of their people.
Of over 200 million people, the nation elects one president, one vice president, 36 governors, and 36 deputy governors. Altogether, 74 Nigerians. In all, 74 men and women out of 200 million people. We are certainly so specially privileged and so enormously fortunate that our people choose us among so many millions to lead them. This tremendous privilege which leadership thrusts upon us also comes with grave responsibilities. These responsibilities are multiplied by the fact that most of our people are extremely poor. Large numbers are unable to afford good health care, and malnutrition remains a major problem. Children in many of our states run the risk of being permanently mentally stunted because they are malnourished. Illiteracy is still significantly high, and the number of out-of-school children remains an embarrassment. So no matter how we slice it, we are responsible for the quality of the lives and livelihoods of the millions who live within our states and national borders. In any event, all the problems that our people have will be solved by men and women, not spirits. We are those men and women. History and providence have put us in these positions at this time, and we have the mental and physical wherewithal to solve the problems.
He also highlighted the administration achievements and focus in the new dispensation.
President Muhammadu Buhari has shown in the past 4 years that he would be completely transparent with the Federation account and with all other Federation funds. Second, that all states will be treated fairly and equitably, irrespective of party affiliations. And thirdly, that the federal government will play its role in support of states as often as necessary and within its means.
I want to particularly thank Mr. Vice President for all that he has done to ensure that we have been strengthened as a governors forum. As leader of the National Economic Council, you have done quite a lot to ensure that we are able to stand as a state, and the stability that we have in our various states today can rightfully be attributed to the partnership between the states and the presidency, for which we are very grateful.
After the opening ceremony, the panel sessions began with the primary theme, Art of Governance and Experience Sharing. The richness of the first session had the presence of Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico, United States of America, who presented a paper on the topic, Making the Most of Your Transition. The session was chaired by former Lagos State Governor and All Progressive Congress Party leader Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. Richardson's presentation was discussed by Brian Condit, his former Chief of Staff, Katsina State former Governor Ibrahim Shema, as well as Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State.
Say to your transition team, we're going to have 4 goals. 1, you all hold positions of public responsibility. Number 2, respect the civil service. You know, governors, politicians, senators come and go, but the civil service stays. And you want to get their support. You want to bring them in. Some are going to be difficult because we've done it this way, we're not going to change. Bring them in with your political people, with your transition team. Show that you're interested in their solutions.
Among all the system of governance, democracy is the most difficult one to manage and is the best form of government. That's what we have adopted in this country. How we make people the cornerstone of our economic policy is the key to our discussion.
Governance, or good governance, is central in a democracy where human rights and rule of law are respected. You have just come out of your campaigning. You have won your elections, whether returning or first-time governors. Therefore, you must build bridges, reconcile, consult, heal, and unite your people to give effective leadership. You have to set your priorities in critical sectors of your activities, for example, the economy, security, education, agriculture, employment generation, infrastructure, and other aspects of development.
Next was the session on team recruitment, which also featured the former governor of New Mexico, Bill Richardson, as the lead speaker and chaired by former governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babatunde Fashola.
You govern as you recruit and ask the discussant to weigh in on some of the issues of how difficult it is to find the people you want to work with. And I think not a few will agree with that. It is a difficult choice to make, having to balance diversity, gender, religion, tribes, and even working with your rivals, those who contested with you.
You are chief executives. You'll get the glory, but the work must be done. What was the picture here? The vision was to win the cup. Your vision must be very clearly stated, and who can deliver that vision?
In implementing the best laid plans will be equally as important as the expert advice you're getting from technocrats.
It is very tricky to appoint people to these senior positions because on the one hand you want to balance merit against other factors like contribution during the campaign, diversity, and so on and so forth.
The next panel session was on setting priorities, managing programs and performance expectations, anchored by Martin O. Malley, former governor, State of Maryland, United States of America, and chaired by the Senate President, His Excellency, Senator Bukola Saraki.
In the information age, people know things at the same time as their leaders. So the only place of situational advantage is for the leader to put him or herself in the center of that latest emerging truth, creating a cadence of accountability, bringing people together, in using that convening authority in order to get things done and to answer the question, is it working any better this week than it was last week?
Everybody knows what to do. That's what you'll experience. People will always tell you, oh, you can do this, you can do that. But how and who is always a problem. And that's where capacity, resources, and every other thing is embedded. And in the real sense of it, You just come in as a governor, using our own setting. The first 1 year, if you don't have that power of focus, you are completely distracted.
The day tour induction program climaxed with a session chaired by Governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency Nasir El-Rufai, who led other speakers such as representatives of foreign and local development partners.
I just want to say to all the governors, you must seize this opportunity to take advantage of the resources that the organizations sitting here represent. And these resources are available to you, provided you have a very clear plan of what you want to do, and you align the plans with the mandates of the organizations here. They have assisted us in various sectors, from governance to health, education, social welfare, business development, and infrastructure.
And it's really important that you also realize that every project that we do, be it a financing of a project or a technical assistance, is something that is owned and implemented by the government. So quite often we talk about World Bank projects, but it is quite been seen as it belongs to the World Bank. I'd just like to say no. This is a World Bank assisted project. That means the project that we are financing are very much aligned with the state development plan, and these projects are implemented by the state governments.
On many development areas, that the experience we have seen is that when we invest, we tend to invest more on infrastructure, thinking that infrastructure alone will solve the problem. Education is not only about building. Health outcome is not only about building. You need the building, you need the environment, but you need to inform and train the teacher. You need to supervise the teacher. You need to have teaching and learning materials that are appropriate. You need to have health workers. You need to have community reach out work. Those are the points that can bring together a system and that help us to sustain the gain we are making.
Easy part, I would say, is over. Winning the election. The real work starts now, and I think they should use the forum. The forum will be very, very useful, like this induction course, to begin to help them as they form their plan, their strategy, to listen to the experiences of former governors, to learn from it, to be able to set their agenda, to be able to perform in this environment. It's also to share experiences.
NGF, I really enjoy my colleagues, their cooperation as I said in my speech, and I hope anybody that who is taking over from me, will continue with the difficult job I undergo so that the unity of the forum can be maintained. It's a work of tolerance. You have to tolerate. You are one among equal.
I think it's been a very commendable arrangement, very rich in terms of depth and in terms of information. So I think generally speaking, it's professional the way we've handled it. And you could see the participants, everybody is very happy, very glad. And it's going to be an exciting 2 days.
This is designed to achieve a number of things. You know, we have returning governors, we have new governors, and we have exiting governors. So basically 3 broad categories. For new, this is an opportunity for all 3 categories to interact freely before those exiting, before they finally become former governors. For new governors, it's an opportunity for them to get into the flow of things. You just want to let them know that there's a platform out here, a credible platform ready, to speak for them, ready to help them articulate priorities, ready to help them address challenges, ready to help them identify, align with the kind of things they ought to be doing. We do a lot of peer learning, we do a lot of collaborative work, we do a lot of, we harvest best practices and share. I mean, there's a lot of healthy rivalry amongst governors, and as you heard earlier today, they talk among themselves and just benefits, not just at the gubernatorial level, but at the level of the people, their direct reports, or people who are just the network of people below them. These are all number one citizens. I mean, or we eventually become number one citizens in their various states. Once they take ownership of any initiative, it becomes it's so easy to change it from a dream to reality.